Hey guys, Brian here with NuWave Composites, and we're gonna go and do a shop tour and just look at the capabilities we have over here. So here we have the CNC area, CNC routers and glass cutters. You can see over here, they're cutting a glass kit right now. Very easy for us to help manufacturers build their boats. So you can see everything comes out labeled. Machine does all the heavy lifting, big time labor savings. And then over here, we have our CNC routers. We use a different method from the industry standard where we don't need a big 5-axis machine to build large scale plugs or prototypes. We use a method called 3D milling, where we'll mill high density polyurethane tooling board here into pieces, and then we'll come and assemble it in a method that we developed along the way. Next up, we have the finishing area. Here, we'll assemble and we'll finish plugs and molds. You can see we're doing some mold refinishing over here for a client. Over here, we added a flange using a composite material, aqua steel, really good method, really strong. And then over here, you can see where we have a plug. This is a hatch plug that we're building. Same method we use on our 3-axis routers. We finish it, we take it up to a 400 grit finish, and then we pull a mold off of it. So this is a molding process that we're finishing. Again, why is it important for boat builders to have good molds? You pull apart, you don't have to finish it. And then over here, we have a 25-foot deck project that we're working on currently right now. And this is a good example because you can actually see the portions of the tooling board that we sectioned it and how we sectioned it off. So here you can see Julian. He's gonna 3D scan the plug. You can see all these dots over here are tracking markers that we use with our 3D scanner. Got it from Shining, shout out Shining. This helps us ensure that we are accurate all around the plug, especially in the tight tolerances, where the windshield goes, where doors go, and how the cap is gonna fit onto the hull. Overall, we're 1 to 2 millimeter tolerance on everywhere on this plug. So you can see he's already starting scanning. He's using the VR goggles. It's a nice way to be able to see the screen on the computer through the VR goggles, so he knows where he's been and where he's missed on the 3D scanning. Very, very useful tool. It's always good to integrate new technology into our process. This makes it a lot easier and helps me sleep better at night. So next up, this is another finishing area, you would say. You can see we just built this 27-foot mold. They're finishing the hull sides, they're detailing the hull sides. You can also see the welding work that we do over here. We built the trunnion, the turning systems, and all our molds take steel framing, just because fiberglass is always gonna wanna flex and move. Doesn't matter how thick you make it. You can see right here, our molds are about almost an inch thick. And you can see here we use tooling gel coat, a vinyl ester skin coat, about 6 ounces, and then we use bulking resin all throughout the mold. It makes it so that the mold is gonna last a lifetime. You're gonna be able to cycle hundreds and thousands of parts out of this before you have to even retool. Next up over here, we have lamination room. This is where we do all our small parts and medium-sized parts. You can see we just finished making this console part for a client. We built them the plug, we built them the mold, and then we also build them the first part for them. Sometimes we continue building parts. Other times we just ship either the plugs or the molds out. We're very a la carte service, so it really is just manufacturing support. These are the XPC boats. We just infused a hull, Hunter Green, and we are gonna start on the deck. It's, again, we do the kitting for in-house just because it makes so much sense. The labor savings we see on this 16-foot boat is about 50% labor savings in building each part. So before we started doing the kitting, it was a day and a half to build the hull, a day and a half to build the deck. Now, 6 hours, and then the next day we bond. Increases our production time and saves us money. And this is what we've been doing with a lot of boat manufacturers, where they don't want to hire more people. I don't think anybody wants to hire more people. And they can increase the production and save some money. All right, so here we have our welding area. You can see we have all our steel storage. We use a lot of square tubing. We like it, it makes sense, it keeps it strong. And over here you can see we're finishing the steel framing on a mold. on a console mold, and you can actually see here, we balance them, and then before we weld the turning points on them, it's you come over here. I don't know, money. So you can see this is kind of a tool that we use. It's a bracket, and we will shift it up and down, we'll bolt it and make sure the mold is nice and balanced. Just because if you don't do that and you have an unbalanced mold, it can rotate and it can move and it can really hurt somebody. So that's one of the things that we do. We usually find the center of balance on the computer, but there's always about a 20% difference on that. So we use that tool to make sure we have a nice balanced mold. It's lamination area, spray booth in the corner for the smaller stuff. And as you can see over here, we have another mold, hull mold, nice heavy steel, big steel framing. And you can see our turning points, very simple, but very easy to use. Nice casters used on it. And so you can see over here, they're laminating some parts. These are actually molds that they're laminating. So for the most part, we do hand lay parts, but our molds are all built by hand. So we'll do the first 6 ounces of vinyl ester tooling resin, and then we'll come back and bulk with the low shrink tooling resin. The vinyl ester layer is very important because it's the mold life. You don't want to have air gaps. You don't have voids, because then you're going to have a defective part. It's going to chip, it's going to wear. Parts aren't going to be good. Hey guys, so if you have a project or need some manufacturing help, please reach out to us. You can reach out to us through our website inquiry form, or just email us at info@newwavecomposites.com.